Hello and welcome back. So last time we played, I was I didn't really intend on recording a video. Actually, I was just gonna test my setup and make sure everything like looked and sounded okay. But I figured I was already there, so I might as well play a game anyway. But one of the side effects of that was that I didn't really have performer mode turned on like in my brain, and so I wasn't really thinking about like making sure that I you know uh, read my cards or talk through my play lines or make it easy for people to follow along who maybe aren't familiar with the game or anything like that. So this time I'm going to try and do a little bit better about that and make it a little bit more entertaining and educational for you if you're new to Ashes. But yeah, so where we left off was we had just beaten the Corpse of Viros Fury on Heroic 1, and this was our deck at the last state of the last game. And while it did fairly well in the last one, going up against a 6th threat Chimera, we really need to level up this deck quite a bit more. And there's a lot of things we can trim and a lot of things we can probably do better. We just need to figure out what precon we're going to choose, because in campaign mode, you start with one precon, and then after you finish a game, you go to a higher difficulty, and then you pick another precon and you can deck build with that other precon. You can choose 3 cards at 3 copies each from another deck and add them. The dice can kind of change however you want. And since we're on heroic difficulty, we did get to pull in one card at 3 copies. We brought in Hammer Knight, which was pretty important for winning in that last game. So at this point now, we have to choose what other precon that we are going to use. And I'm going to actually pull open a window real quick with ashes.live so we can look at the precons. And give me just a second to... Oh, it's already up. Sweet. So you can see it. Nice. My mic has disappeared, but you can see it. So here we go. This is ashes.live. This is the community's like most trusted deck building site for the game. And if you go to decks and click this pre-constructed tab there, this will only show the precons. And obviously there's 4 different ones for the Red Rains cycle because they use 4 different Phoenixborn, but they're mostly like repeat cards. So what I'm mostly looking for is I really want magic types that we are already using. Probably I don't want to dip into a new magic type. In this kind of limited deck building format, I don't really want to go too far outside of 3 colors. So in this case, we're going to skip all the time, sympathy, illusion, divine, all this stuff. We can look at charm. We do already run a little bit of charm. However, I don't think there's anything in the Red Rains charm deck that is particularly interesting to me. Farewell could be a good card, potentially. It's just like solid removal, but it does require kind of a heavy charm investment. We already took away some charm dice for nature, and I really would probably rather go deeper into nature than deeper into charm. There's not a whole lot here that I would be like, yeah, let's totally... I mean, Bastion Badger is pretty good in PvE, but you do have to be pretty deep into charm for like all this stuff. So we're gonna skip down. Now this deck is really good in PvE. There's a lot of good stuff here. Adaptodon's amazing. Frost Frog can be pretty good. Emberheart with adaptations can be super good. Will to Survive is great. Trading up, getting some life gain. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff here. Clashing Tempers is amazing. I think Frostwild Scourge should be on our short list for things to pull cards from. There's also a lot of good in the ceremonial. And we can always like look at too, I didn't mention this before, but we can always look at playing Jessa's other signature card here, Playtime. One thing that came up in the Discord and comes up pretty often with the Chimera and Red Rains, because the introductory set to Red Rains is the ceremonial set, and the ceremonial set has a lot of blood puppets in it. And it's kind of unfortunate because blood puppets have a really unfortunate, kind of sad interaction with like the way Red Rains works, rules as written, and that the end of the round thing, like the blood puppets are cards you summon to the other player's battlefield. And you can, and typically one of the benefits of blood puppets is that you can summon it to the opponent's battlefield and it eats up one of their battlefield slots, and they have to deal with it if they want to keep playing more units. The Chimera has no battlefield limit, so it doesn't actually do that at all. So that's a whole side of its like functionality that doesn't work. The other thing is that this cursed one at the end of each round, place 1 wound token on your Phoenixborn. That's supposed to be like a nice little burn ability against the Chimera, but the way the rules work is the Chimera's ultimate will trigger before end of round triggers, and the ultimate clears all cards it does not own from the battlefield. And it's not uncommon at all for the Chimera ultimate to go off between rounds. So you summon blood puppets to the opponent's battlefield. The Chimera's ultimate goes off at the end of the round, or before the end of the round. The puppets are removed and they don't do anything. So they're really kind of sad in this game mode, rules as written. And unfortunately too, Jessa, who is like one of a very, very popular new player Phoenixborn, not only is her deck really hard to play, but Playtime is a card that summons blood puppets, and that's like one of its big draws. So it's just a little bit unfortunate all around. Now, one solution to this is to borrow a little bit from one of the things they fixed in the new Dragonborn game mode with Ascendancy is they changed the way end of round structure works so that blood puppets will trigger before they're removed. We can borrow that, and I'm happy to borrow that. So if we want to play with Playtime and just leave the blood puppets to trigger before, like, whether the ultimate goes off or not, I'm all in favor of that. And actually I kind of like the house rule that the Chimera doesn't discard cards it doesn't own, because it kind of messes up other cards, like Fiona's unique Mind Maze is another card that kind of gets ruined by that. This card gets detached before the end of the round thing happens, so that the lost doesn't actually happen. And then also another card that's really quite good removal for Illusion, Fade Away, also does not work. So I kind of like the idea of just like getting rid of that rule entirely. It doesn't really give a huge buff to the player. It just makes cards that should work. And there's very little in the game that actually you can break by removing that rule. But anyway, with that said, we could grab Playtime if we wanted to get rid of Fear for Jessa's deck. Fear is like incredibly strong. It's one of the best cards in the game, so I'm not super inclined to remove it, but we could do that. So let's go ahead and bring Corpse of Viros up too as a potential deck to build from. If we wanted to do like time, there's some time ceremonial in here, but again, I don't really want to dive into that. Rapture would be a good card to grab from this set, but that's the only ceremonial only card in here that I want. So we're not going to go to Scholar. Let's see what else. Goron Rock. This deck actually has some pretty sick stuff, but again, we'd have to go to time. Goron Rock Brawler can be really good in PvE. Let's see. Hunting Weapons and Flame are both solid. Survival of the Fittest can be really strong, or it can be kind of weird. I don't think we want that deck. Is there anything in here? Rising Horde is really solid in this mode, depending on what you're facing. A little bit less good in some situations than others, but this is pretty solid. Summon Fallen got errataed recently, and I've never played it in PvE since it's errata. It could be really interesting to splash one copy of this if we're going in a really ally heavy deck. But the thing is, like, Fallen is kind of like a go wide type of strategy where you summon a lot of these Fallen not tokens, but conjurations out. And Jessa just doesn't have the battlefield to support something like that. She would rather go kind of tall. So I don't think we're going to do anything here either. King of Titans is like one of the best decks you could possibly pull from in this game mode. It has so many good things. Ceratosaurus Mount is great. Raptor Herder is great. Pain Shaman is pretty good. Nature's Wrath is, like, honestly one of the best removal spells in the game. And pretty solid. I think we could probably go here and take Nature's Wrath and Pain Shaman, and a Ceratosaurus book would be an interesting thing. The Raptor Herders are less good in Jessa for the reason I mentioned before. They kind of go wide. And so we don't really want to do that. Let's see, what else? Herald doesn't have a whole lot that is very useful. Koji, I mean, Sleeping Bear is kind of fun in this mode because normally Sleeping Bear is kind of bad in PvP because it comes in with an exhaustion token to play. It's just really hard to justify spending 2 dice on a unit that doesn't do anything the round you play it. However, the Chimera is kind of dumb and will sometimes just send attacks into your big units that are sitting there exhausted, and where it would rather, you know, a good opponent would just be picking off your vulnerable units and pushing damage to your face. The Chimera will sometimes just like send an attack at your Sleeping Bear and it'll just eat it. And it's big enough that it can live and recover. So I kind of like Sleeping Bear actually, especially in a Jessa deck. That high recovery is good for Fear. Fear heals you based on the recover value of the unit you sacrifice. So this could be a really cool include. Is there anything else in this? Like Biter could be really good actually in this mode too. I kind of like the idea of going 1 Biter book, 3 Sleeping Bear, and then maybe what else? Everything else uses Sympathy, doesn't it? Okay, so there wouldn't be a whole lot else to grab from this one. But honestly, just that book and Sleeping Bear, that might be worth it. But maybe that's like a deck we pull from after the next, if we live long enough. Let's see. Anything Charm? I don't think I don't think we want more Charm. I think we're probably gonna end up getting rid of a lot of our Charm and only keep a little bit. Beast Tamer is incredible though. Beast Tamer almost worth going into Leo on its own, just for that. Nothing else here is really very useful unless we want to go mill, and I don't really want to try and go mill. Not with Jessa anyway. Not enough room for doves and... Well, maybe. Maybe we could. That'd be an interesting angle, honestly. I've never played a Jessa mill thing. Like, that could be cool. Remorse, Beast Tamer, and honestly, Amplify is kind of sick. Because if you look at Tabletop Simulator here... Wait, let me make sure it's actually capturing that. So over here on Tabletop Simulator, we have a 0 attack here, and a 0 attack here, and puppets are also 0 attack. So we have a lot of like things that we can use Amplify on to buff the attack and turn them into offense. That's actually not bad. I kind of like that. We would probably go 1 less nature and go back to 4 charm. You know what? That sounds kind of cool. I want to do that. So let's get rid of this nature die, and let's decide what we're gonna cut. I mean, we're cutting Blood Transfer. That card, pretty terrible in this mode. There's not a whole lot you can do with that. So we have 3 slots open. We don't want 3 Blood Puppet books, so we have 5 slots open now, and probably don't need 3 redirects. We probably really only need like one redirect. So that means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slots. So let's grab Leo. Oh no, hang on. Oh no. There we go, there's the deck. Okay. Oh, I shuffled it. That's unfortunate. Okay, we don't want Mind Probe for this. What were we looking at? We were looking at Beast Tamer. Let's see. Amplify. Orchid Dove. Kind of. Or Remorse, maybe. Maybe not Orchid Dove. Although we could, potentially. Remorse, Orchid, Amplify. Okay. Go ahead and get rid of those. We don't need the rest of that. So this is a must. Like, a Beast Tamer is just crazy, crazy good. So that's definitely 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 slots left with what we have right now. And we have to pick 2 of these cards. So we can either go 3 Orchid Dove books. The thing is, though, with the Orchid Dove books is that I don't have a really good way to guarantee that we can focus these. And I don't have a lot of battlefield space to actually summon them, so I'm not super into the idea of Orchid Dove. Means, and then we definitely want 3 of these if we're gonna run all these 0 cost guys. So what are we at? We got 1, 2, 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 28, 29. Can we make room for at least 1 more Remorse? I kind of want to go 2 more Remorse, but at least 1 more. Maybe we can drop 1 Blood Shaman. He's not like super good. And then we can drop 1 Undying Heart. And then run 3 Remorse. So that should, if I'm correct, that should be, yep, 30 cards. 30 cards. And we didn't add anything that adds conjurations, so we don't need to add any conjurations here. But I kinda like this idea. I think we're gonna do this. Okay. Did not mean to do that. Alright, I think we're ready. I think we're ready to go. So, oh, also, one other thing I did was we are playing against the Shadow aspect deck instead of Fury, just to mix things up a little bit. So this will be quite different matchup, actually. There's not going to be nearly as much like AoE and pinging and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of like, I don't know. It's just a very different deck, and you'll see why. But let's go ahead and get started, I suppose. Let me make sure everything up to this point has been good. Alrighty, let's do this. So we gotta pick our first 5. We only have 1 Blood Puppet book, so if I want to use Blood Puppets early, I didn't really think about that, but Blood Puppet might end up getting cut. I don't know if I really want to first 5 this, to be honest. I want to first 5 Fear. I want my Knights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, 9 for Beast Tamer. That only leaves me with 1 die. I guess I could Blood Puppet. Just have as another blocker. This seems fine. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. I think I'm okay with this. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is probably get our Blood Puppet book down. Although if we want to protect against a rush attacker, we could play a unit, and I think I'm okay with just Beast Tamer being over here and see how much he can tank. I think we'll do that, and then we'll go ahead and get our meditations set up. Oh, so Beast Tamer, he's a 2-cost charm, 2 charm class unit, 2 attack, 3 life, and basically whenever he's in a battle with a unit, the other unit attack value is reduced by 1, which means he can just kind of tank stuff for a long time. He can kill 1 attack units like easily, and he's alert, so he can just keep attacking and stuff, or keep counter attacking without exhausting, which is pretty sweet. And then yeah, as far as meditation goes, I actually think we're good. We rolled really well, so we don't need to side action at all. So let's see what the Chimera is up to. That's an attack if able, if not reveal. Okay, Storm Call is kind of what I expected. This is like maybe the best card in the Shadow deck for the Chimera. It's really strong. At the start of the turn, remove a status token, deal 1 damage to my Phoenixborn, and the last status token removed, it adds a Red Rains. You have to deal with it so fast, and it's burn. It's kind of really, really strong. It's the kind of card you want to kill on sight, and we cannot kill it on sight, so that is going to be a little bit of an issue. We're going to take 1 burn damage for sure. I like the idea of getting Blood Archer down and start pinging away at it and see if we can kill it before it gets the 2nd token. So let's go do that. Go Ceremonial, Charm, and another Ceremonial. And we're going to immediately use this Bloodshot ability. Place 1 wound here and 1 wound here. So this will trigger on the Chimera's turn. Remove status token, take a damage, then we roll. There's a power. 6 is reveal and attack with it. Oh boy, okay. So, Constrict. When it comes into play, target player must place 1 exhaustion token on a card they control. That is very unfortunate. Good thing I don't want to exhaust either of my units, because that would be really bad. I wouldn't be able to get any value out of them. So I'm going to exhaust my Phoenixborn. I'm not planning on using Jessa's ability right now anyway, so that's fine. But this attack kind of sucks, because I can't trade, and it's going to kill my Blood Archer. So what I'm going to do is, even though my Phoenixborn is exhausted, I can still use my Phoenixborn guard. So I'm going to turn her sideways, take 2 damage, and guard that attack. 1 time per round I can guard. So, which that leaves me open to be able to Blood Archer here, kill this Storm Call before it can do too much damage. That was my side action. So main action, I think I want to attack this Constrict with the Blood Archer, because I want this to be exhausted before I fear it. So let's see. Oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to roll that. It does not guard. So we get to put 3 wounds on this thing, setting it up for Hammer Knight to kill it. And our Blood Archer can now be feared. It's gotten all the value it's going to get this round. And we can heal a little bit and kill something. If it lives. Hopefully it lives. We'll see. Try and min-max our value here. 10 is raise a base rage dice and then reveal. Okay, regenerate. This is fine. I don't mind regenerate. He can be kind of annoying. When he's destroyed, we have to re-roll a basic rage dice. If it's basic, he basically comes back over on the other side of the field exhausted. So you can just keep coming back and coming back and coming back. But he's also not like super threatening, so I'm not too worried about that. The only thing is though, I really would have preferred a juicier target for fear this round. So I'm kind of gonna be a little bit greedy and see if I can wait to fear my Blood Archer until this reveals, so we can hit a 2-blood with it. Which means, if I don't want my Blood Archer to die to an attack from Regenerate next turn, I need to play a unit. So I'm going to play this Hammer Knight. We'll go ahead and get him out. That was in a class, yeah. That way this can eat that. Now we have like alert blockers on both sides of the field, which is great. And then I think I'm done. So I'm gonna pass. So no side. Chimera's turn again. Attack if able. See, that's why we do that. That's exactly why we do that, because we would have lost the Blood Archer. So regenerate attacks the Hammer Knight. I'm like a-okay with that. It's gonna take 2, and this is gonna die. But we have to re-roll this basic Rage Dice. See if he returns. Okay, he does not. He rolled a power, which is fine. So he's gonna take 1 damage from that dying, and the regenerate does not come back. Perfect. This is turning out really well, actually. This is a very good opportunity for us to get the Blood Puppet book down, because we're kind of stalling. We're waiting for this to reveal. I don't want to attack. I don't want to use up my blockers or anything like that, so we're just going to wait this out. What does he do next? Okay, there's another power. So we're getting close to a rage token, and it's an 8. Lower 2 non-basic dice, 1 level. We are a-okay with that, really. We might have to med to get the Blood Puppet. That's totally fine. Reveal. Must exhaustion token on a card they control. Well, guess what? I'm going to double exhaust my Blood Archer because it's going to die anyway. Cool. This is working out great. We'll play Fear. We're going to use this Charm die for that. So first thing, destroy a unit we control. Goodbye, Blood Archer. You served us well. We're going to remove wounds equal to its recover value. So we get to heal 2. And we get to discard this Constrict. Deal 2 blood damage. So that is pretty sick. Pretty sick. Well, we could side action. Yeah, let's side. Get a die to be able to summon a Blood Puppet. This is about as good a start as you could possibly have against a threat 6 Chimera. This is going really, really well. Oh, okay, there's our first rage. Red Rains, I mean. I forgot to grab these. There we go. It's a 7. Lower die. Okay, that's fine. And flip. Okay, it's another regenerate. So at this point, Hammer Knight is probably going to... We're going to try and attack this. Get a kill on it while it's exhausted so it doesn't counter. And then trigger the Aftershock ability of Hammer Knight to deal 1 to the regenerate. We'll see if it guards this attack. It does not guard the attack. So we get to kill this Constrict. This is honestly like the best round 1 ever. Kill this Constrict. Ping the regenerate. It doesn't come back, which is perfect. And we are crushing it right now. Absolutely crushing it. This is going so well. Let's see what the character does. Go. Also, you'll notice, like, between this game and the last game, not rolling 12s is pretty good. It makes a big difference. Attack Fable, if not reveal. Okay, Lurk. So, actually, Lurk is kind of an unfortunate... Yeah, Lurk is a really unfortunate one to pull last. Because it's concealed, we can't target it by attack spells, abilities, dice powers, nothing. And it's going to attack, and it has Quick Strike, which means it's going to kill our Beast Tamer, or our Beast Tamer can do anything. Or before it can attack back, which is really sad. And the way you interact with Lurk, I know this comes up a lot with new players. They think, how do you possibly deal with this card? Like, you can't attack it. It always kills something. When it's exhausted, these abilities are blank. So after it attacks and exhausts, you may then target it. But a lot of people miss that when they're new to the game. So in this position, with this dying next turn guaranteed, we want to push damage. We're going to attack the Chimera directly, get some value, because that Beast Tamer is going away. This has a left claw, so it attacks here, and Beast Tamer is gone. Very sad. And so remember what I was saying about blood puppets earlier? At this point, because it's so late in the round, I don't really want to summon it on my side for a blocker. It's just going to end up hurting me more than helping. So I am actually going to summon it to the opponent's side. And we're going to try out this, you know, rule about it actually triggering before ults. I don't think this is going to ult. This is not going to ult, no. So in this situation, it really wouldn't have come up, but the blood puppet's going to stick around. The Chimera does attack with it. It's a non-aspect unit. It attacks my face, but it does no damage, so it just does that. Then pass, and we're at the end of the round. So we're going to unexhaust. I think technically you remove wounds first. So Hammer Knight heals up. Being able to keep a Hammer Knight, by the way, is huge. That's like so good. So remove wounds, unexhaust. It gets a Red Rains token from the Lurk. And then first player is going to pass over here. We're going to refill the aspects. So it refills up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it still has the blood puppet. Oh yeah, blood puppet damage. Forgot to do that. Yep. And then it goes first, and we need to just redraw. Okay. Pretty good draw. We may have to use a ceremonial power to get another unit back, because I don't think we can full spend with this hand. So, and then it's going to go first, and this Lurk being here is really scary, because it can just straight up kill my Hammer Knight with no recourse. I mean, I can take 4, but yikes. Let's see what happens. No ult in round 1 is so good too. Okay. 9. Lower 2 non-basic dice. I don't mind lowering the nature, because we're gonna need to make it a power die anyway, probably. Well, actually, no, I want to leave that up. Let's lower charm. No, not charm either. Lower both. No, we'll lower 1 charm, 1 ceremonial. Oop, you didn't see that? Reveal, it's a storm call. That needs to die ASAP. Unfortunately, I don't have anything that moves at ASAP speed, so I would love to fear a blood puppet to kill. Okay. This is a little bit awkward. Don't want to attack here. Seems like a waste. But I do need to deal with that. I have to wait 1 turn. If I'm waiting a turn, that puts Hammer Knight at risk. Hammer Knight's gonna be at risk no matter what. Can't really do anything. I can't do anything with this Lurk. It's gonna hit me. I'll have to take 4. I could redirect if that happens. Okay, maybe that's our game plan. Maybe redirect is our game plan. Which means I would want something to redirect that damage to, which means, yes, we're summoning a blood puppet to our own battlefield. Summon a blood puppet over here. So basically this is going to act as like a shield for me in a way. If this Lurk attacks my Hammer Knight, I'm going to guard it and redirect all the damage to the blood puppet. If it doesn't attack, then Fear can sacrifice the blood puppet and kill the Stormcall. Kind of as a setup 2 different plays with 1 move. And then we probably do want to meditate. But how much? 1, get another charm power. 2, get an ceremonial power. We're gonna want 1 more charm. Probably gonna want another ceremonial. We're gonna have to med a lot this turn. We did not roll very good. This is okay. Okay, well, we take 1 from Stormcall. And we roll a die. Now we also might get hit with an ult soon. That's also a possibility. A 1. That's just a reveal. Easy. Okay, Dark Descent. When this unit is declared as an attacker, place 1 exhaustion token on the player's leftmost unit. If that was already exhausted, discard it. I think this is actually the perfect thing we want to see pop up. Because we can get some Hammer Knight value if we attack it. We can't kill the Stormcall. Which means, well, we can kill the Stormcall. We fear it. That's like the only way we can get rid of Stormcall this turn reliably. Prevent that rage token. But I really don't want to use fear on a 1 blood. That's kind of a waste. The ultimate kind of does suck though, because it means the Hammer Knight kind of guaranteed dead. Okay. So we either attack here with the Hammer Knight, kind of wasting the Hammer Knight's attack a little bit, at a chance of getting rid of Stormcall and preventing the ult. Or we attack the Dark Descent, try and get the max value out of Hammer Knight, ping this, and it lives and guarantees the ult triggers, the Hammer Knight dies. Or we fear the Blood Puppet, kill the Dark Descent. Stormcall triggers, the ult's not really hurting me as bad. I think that maybe is the best course of action. So we're gonna go ahead and, oops. I think we're gonna play Fear. We're gonna kill our Blood Puppet, not get any healing to get rid of this Dark Descent. 2 damage to the Chimera. And then side is gonna be nothing. Could Scream. Could deal 1 damage with Screams. Chimera's at 18 life. It's kind of early to start screaming. Alright, I think we're just done. So, unfortunately, Stormcall is going to get full value. So, Red Rain's token goes on, which means we're at 3. It triggers the ult. So, it's going to remove this Blood Puppet. That's sad. It's going to, yeah, deal 1 damage to everything. Boop, boop. And we're going to go to Behavior 2 now, before it does its roll. That is a 2, which is attack if able, if not reveal. So yeah, here comes this attack we were talking about. And now, oh, yeah, now our redirect isn't live anymore. So we just have to take 4 damage here. We have to take 4 damage so our Hammer Knight doesn't die. Yikes. With nothing to redirect it to anymore. Well, it's alright. Health is a resource. We need to use it. Not a big deal. But now this can be targeted, which is great. I kind of like the idea of Hammer Knight attack here, kill both of these things. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, Stormcall. Do you get guarded? No. So this dies, taking 1 back. Deal the 1 damage to the Chimera. Trigger the Aftershock ability on Hammer Knight. Deal 1 here. Kill the Lurk. 2 more damage. And this Hammer Knight is in a position to even live into next round, which is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I guess I could have remorsed when that thing attacked, but that's okay. Alright, what's up? What's next? Rage die. That's or Red Rain's token. And reveal and attack. Regenerate. Attacking my Hammer Knight. And it's gonna get the kill. No! No! How dare you? I'm gonna remorse that. So we're gonna discard 2 cards off the top of the Chimera's deck. That is really sad. There goes my Hammer Knight. Blech. Hate that. If only I had one more turn to play the Beast Tamer. Crap. Okay, well. It's okay, we can just get the Hammer Knight right back. I kind of like that, actually. Let's just go Beast Tamer. Let's get our Beast Tamer out. And, no side action. We're good. It's gonna have some live aspects this round. We couldn't kill all 6 of them. Or attack if able, if not reveal. Okay, Glare. That's actually could be relevant here. The opposing player cannot play action or reaction spells while it's unexhausted. Which means I can't play this redirect right now. That's okay though. I think I'm gonna take 1 damage to use a ceremonial power, bring an ally back from my discard pile, then play this Hammer Knight. Yes, sirree. That sounds like a good use of my resources. 10. Raise 2 rage dice. Okay. Flip. Oh, okay. Maybe we just do the same thing again. Kill the Dark Descent, kill the Regenerate. We just need it to not guard. Let's go for it. Let's try it. Hammer Knight attacks here. Alright. No 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, well it guarded. 3 damage to the Chimera. This is... okay, this is bad. Yikes. Oh boy. Oh boy. This attacks. We're gonna... attacks my face. I'm gonna block with the Beast Tamer. So... oh yeah, so... Beast Tamer's ability. Tame 1. This is reduced by 1 attack, so it only deals 1 damage to my Beast Tamer. Beast Tamer kills the Glare. And stays alive. Or stays unexhausted, I mean. Kinda sick. And... yeah, I wanna keep this redirect up, I guess. I'm going to pass... yes. I'm going to pass. So this thing attacks. Place 1 exhaustion token on the leftmost unit. That's my Beast Tamer. Oh no, wait, why am I passing? Hold on, back up. Yeah, I should not pass because this is going to exhaust my Beast Tamer. So I need to attack face, actually. I'm gonna attack the Chimera for 2. Dark Descent attacks. Oh, that does mean my Beast Tamer dies. Do I care about that? I think it's worth the damage. So Beast Tamer dies from Dark Descent. It's gonna attack my face for 3. It hits me in the face, and then I'm gonna play a redirect, and I'm gonna put all 3 of that damage on my Hammer Knight instead. Get wrecked. And oh wait, the Hammer Knight. No, it'll recover before the ult goes off. Yep. I think we're done. I think we're done here. So recover first. 2 wounds. Remove exhaustion tokens. Refill aspects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place red rings tokens. 2. So the ult goes off. Deal 2 damage to all units of Phoenixborn. Hammer Knight only has 1 life. First player token comes back to me. Roll. Draw 4. And here we are. Here we are. So, 8 life is low. It is a little scary. I want to get value out of my Hammer Knight. because, well, yeah, I don't want it to die to regenerate. I could Undying Heart attack. I actually really like that play. So we're going to go Undying Heart here. And then we're going to attack. It has 2 life left. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's mostly just because I want my Hammer Knight back in my hand. And we're going to attack here, the Stark Descent. And we're going to see if it guards. It does guard. So that's 3 more damage to the Chimera. And Hammer Knight is now exhausted. So that was my turn. We're going to see what the Chimera does. That's an 8. Go ahead and do that. Deal 1 to the leftmost. Oof. Okay. Yep. Goodbye, Hammer Knight. Just kidding. You come back to hand. Haha. Take that. And then reveal. So the thing is, this kind of looks a little scary. It could be really scary. But I think we're going to be okay because it's only at 6 life and we can just start winning. So what we're going to do is we're going to play Archer to 3. And then we're going to immediately use its ability. Kill this. Generate. Oh wait, we got to see if it lives. Oh, it comes back. Okay, so we deal 1 damage. It comes back over here exhausted. I don't really think it matters too much. So that was main side. I think we're gonna probably burn this Chimera down before it can kill us. 4 is reveal and attack. Blair is attacking for 2. I trade with the... Yeah, I trade. So we attack each other. This dies, dealing 1, and I'm gonna scream with Jessa. Deal another 1. Blood Archer's dead. I think we pretty much guaranteed win here. Could be wrong though. Let's meditate. 1. Oh, Final Cry would have been great to have. Play a Hammer Knight. 1, 2, 3. And then see what it does. There's another 10 is raise 3 rage dice. So there's 1, it gets a red rain token, and then keeps 2 more. And reveal. We'll exhaust this blood puppet book from the constrict. I don't really care about it. And we kind of need our dice for screams. So, or no, we don't. We're just gonna win, right? Oh no, it's defender. Wow, actually that was a really good flip for it because it gets that defender. Wow, that's kind of annoying. Yeah, that's... I need you to attack. I guess I just pass and it gets a rage dice up. 8. Deal 1 damage leftmost unit. Actually, we like that. We're pretty happy about that. Because it kind of enables screams to happen if something killing it. I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? No, it doesn't, because it's a unit. Anyway, sorry. Reveal. Cannot play action or reaction spells. We don't have any. That's fine. This would actually be a big deal if we had drawn the Final Cry. Trying to win with Final Cry, but we're not. We're going to try and win with Screams. And it's back to me, and now we guarantee the win. Yep. It is for sure a win, because we pass. Chimera's going to attack here. Oh, no, wait. Hold on. I lied, because Dark Descent will exhaust our Hammer Knight. And... yeah, and then we won't get the 2 blood. Okay, we have to attack with Hammer Knight. Well, either way. No, not either way, because this defender. Okay, no, we're in a bad spot now. This is a really bad spot. Yikes. Okay, so the problem here is Dark Descent's going to exhaust the Hammer Knight, which means it's just going to... We're not going to be able to do enough damage with the one scream if it dies. But I can't get the 3 damage through to the face because of the Constrict. And the Hammer Knight can't actually trade with the Constrict. This is a problem. This is a real big problem. Living Doll. Could Living Doll do it? Living Doll might be able to do it. Dude, wow. What a mess. This Chimera just messed me up so bad. I think my only hope is to Living Doll. The Constrict is going to attack the Living Doll, which gives me 2 damage. And then I can block with the glare, maybe? No, I can't block the glare. Oh my. We might be in trouble. Okay, I'm gonna play this Living Doll. I have to. So no screams. Dark Descent attacks. 1 exhaustion token on the Hammer Knight. Then I have to take 3 to the face, which is painful. I pass. Lurk attacks the Hammer Knight. I have to let it die, I think. Because I can't really afford to block that. I pass again. Constrict attacks the Living Doll. Takes 2, I'm not going to counter. I use my Living Doll ability. Deal 1. Glare attacks my face. If I block with Living Doll... Sorry, I said I pass again. If I attack with if I block with Living Doll, it dies. I don't have any screams, so I have to let that hit my face. And then I Living Doll again to deal 1. I get the Chimera down to 1 life. It passes. I must pass. And then we go to the next round. Holy moly. Okay. Cover. All of these things on exhaust. Refill aspects. It gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red rains tokens, so that's 2 ults. So again, here's the thing with Chimera's Ultimate 3. We talked about this. Like, it's actually not that good because it's going to add 2 more aspects. But really, what the Chimera would like to do right now is just kill me. But this is gonna trigger twice, so we get 2 more aspects. So the fatigue thing is gonna trigger, which when it draw pile becomes empty, flip it so stamina 1's on top. Flip. Yep. And we shuffle. We put 2 more out. So this looks like crazy scary, but it's actually not as... It's just kind of like normal scary, not like crazy scary. We reroll. We're gonna discard both of the... No, we discard the Undying Heart. We draw 4. There's Final Cry. There's Fear. Okay, as long as this roll doesn't really suck, we should be good. It's a 7, which is... Deal 1 damage to leftmost unit. Reveal. Okay, I think we're fine. Yeah, we win. That was really close, though. Fear. Kill my Living Doll. Recover 1. And then we gonna hit this Dark Descent. And win. Okay. So yeah, that actually... This is kind of interesting how... I think for most of the game, we were kind of absolutely killing it. And then towards the end there, we just got really low on life and got put in a situation where this defender, the way everything lined up, like this defender and everything, and the Dark Descent attacking first instead of the Lurk and all this stuff, just all of it meant danger. But able to carefully navigate that and, you know, make sure the attacks went in the right places, in the right order, and use the burn from the Living Doll to seal that victory. So, yeah, and then we had multiple ways to win if we just got to next round. That was the main thing, is just surviving to next round. So that worked out pretty well, honestly. That was a pretty good game. So with that out of the way, the last match is going to be against a Threat 7 Chimera, which even a weaker Chimera like Viros or whatever can be pretty dangerous at 7 threat. We're going to have to do some careful deck building and look at like what are our core weaknesses of the deck. I think honestly the mill angle is probably not worth it. We're playing with the new rules, the Dragonborn fatigue rules, which actually makes it a lot harder to fatigue the Dragonborn in solo, or the Chimera in solo. So I don't know if I like necessarily the Remorse there. It wasn't really doing what I wanted to do. We might just drop that, keep the kind of 0 attack Beast Tamer thing going on, and try and find... I think this deck needs more removal. It needs more interaction. All of my removal is based on alert units and you know, attacking at the right time and so on. I really need more cards like Fear or whatever that can directly interact with the board without having to worry about units and stuff. So I'm looking at, you know, honestly just dipping into King of Titans just for Nature's Wrath would be a really big deal. Like that would be really, really good. Nature's Wrath notably does not target, so it would kill these lurks. I think that might be my best bet. Just 3 Nature's Wrath and then move on. So we'll do that game next time. And what I plan on doing is, first Chimera we'll use 1 aspect deck. Second fight we'll do the 2nd aspect deck. On the 3rd one we'll do a mix of both aspects for the final fight. And yeah, we'll be back more Jessa versus Corpse in the next video. So hope you enjoyed. Catch you all next time.